Hello TL Travelers and welcome back to the TL Travel YouTube channel. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are not new here, welcome back. As some of you may already know from recent vlogs, we are heading to Vegas next. Las Vegas. I am so excited, but this will not be my first time in Las Vegas. This will actually be my second time in Las Vegas, and I have to admit I'm a little bit surprised that I'm going back. But I figure, you know what, I need to give Vegas a second chance because everyone I know is like, Vegas, 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 need their days in Vegas. And I'm not gonna lie, my first Vegas trip was a royal, utter, absolute failure. So if you like travel content, be sure to hit that subscribe button and stick around because this story is a doozy. So the first time that I went to Vegas would have been, oh my gosh, I don't even know, maybe 4 years ago now. I had never been to Vegas before that, and my girlfriend Kelsey, who you guys would know from some other videos, she really wanted to go to Vegas for her birthday. And then we also had some friends that had birthdays around the same time, and they were totally down for going to Vegas as well. So we were like, all right, let's make this happen. Vegas it is. Now, the first thing that I want to mention about the time of year that we chose to go was that we were A, on a tight budget, and B, we were traveling on a long weekend. So obviously two things that don't particularly go hand in hand. But having not been there, I went online and decided that I would look up some different hotel options and check out some forums and see what people were saying about like what our options might be if we wanted to stay somewhere a little bit cheaper, a little bit less expensive, because getting recommendations and suggestions, I mean, typically is the best way to go. It's better than flying by the seat of your pants. So that's what we did. So I'm sure that those of you who are a little Vegas obsessed are gonna cringe at this next statement, but we decided that we were going to stay at the Stratosphere. A, because it was far less expensive than staying anywhere else on the Strip, and B, it was still on the Strip. Everybody said that they really enjoyed their time there, and it was super, super easy to just get on the bus and like go 5 minutes down the Strip, and then you're wherever all the other action is. So like, just do it. So we booked our stay at the Stratosphere and then hopped on a plane. Usually on like travel day mornings, my stomach gets a little bit upset and I feel a little bit nauseous and things like that. But this time I was feeling great. I wasn't sick at all. I was feeling fabulous. And yes, this is foreshadowing. So we arrived in Las Vegas mid-afternoon. We checked in at the Stratosphere. Our room was great. Everything was like fine. That was totally fine. But it was a little bit later, so we decided that instead of like going further down the Strip, we were just going to stay in for that evening, enjoy some drinks, get some sleep, and then the next few days would be like party days, you know, like get our sea legs before we jump right in. So we went down to the Stratosphere, like the cocktail bar area, and they had 2-for-1 drinks. So I got myself 2 drinks. Yeah. And 2 drinks turned into 4 drinks, and I don't know if those 4 drinks were the strongest drinks I'd ever had in my life, or if I was just tired from a long flight or what. I was blackout drunk, that's like a lot for me to say, because I can remember 3 times in my life that I have drank and been blackout drunk, and I have done like 10 shots of tequila in a row and been really drunk, but not been blackout drunk. Like usually I'm the person in the morning who like remembers all the stories and reminds people of all the embarrassing things that they did. Yes, you're welcome. So I remember getting my drinks. I remember having a quiet conversation about what our plans would be for the next few days. And literally, I don't remember anything else until I came to and I was sitting on a red chair and I was crying. And it was literally the weirdest experience in my life. I was mid-sentence and I didn't even know how to finish my sentence. Like it was the most bizarre thing. I've never experienced that up until then, and I've never experienced it after. I do not remember paying for my drinks. I do not remember going upstairs. And then I have literally no other memories until I woke up the next morning and like felt like I'd been hit by a truck. I felt, oh my gosh, like the worst hangover I've ever felt. So the party that I was with, bless their hearts, they were like, you know what, let's go up to the pool and hang out and just like, you know, get a little vitamin D, drink some water, you'll feel better, all those things. So we did that, and I was still feeling awful, but I was like, I'm I'm gonna be a trooper and I'm gonna do this Vegas and I'm gonna do it right. So I didn't have any more drinks that day, I will tell you that. I stuck solely to the water, and then we made a booking to go see Cirque du Soleil. So we were gonna see Cirque, we wanted to see Cirque that night, but like there was no way that I was gonna have that just wasn't gonna happen. So the next day rolls around, I still don't feel great, but I'm like, I'm up, I'm moving, I'm eating food, that's good. So the evening rolls around, and when we had purchased our tickets, the lady had said probably 5 times, if you are not there when the doors close and the show starts, you will not be let in. So better to be early than late. That's what they said. Doors close, you're shit out of luck. So of course we're staying at the Stratosphere, and I believe the show that we were seeing was at, I believe it was at MGM, or it was near MGM. So like opposite ends of the strip. So we got on the bus because that's a thing that we had to do, and started on our way to the show, and I was in like heels. Like girl, like when you think like stiletto heels, big tall heel, I was like ready to go. So we're on the bus, and then I can't remember if our bus got in an accident or if there was an accident in front of our bus, but we were sitting on that bus for ages, and we're like looking at our watches, and we're like, oh my God, like we're not gonna make this show. There's no way, we can't. The traffic was awful. Everything was at a full stop. So we were like, you know what? We need to just like run. So I don't remember where we got off. I wanna say that we got off of the bus near, oh gosh, I don't even know. Probably, I'm just gonna say like halfway down the strip. We could see the sign for MGM, so we were like, okay, we can see it, we can get there. So we get off the bus and we start skipping along, running along, and this walk/run went on for ever. Like I never thought that we were gonna get there. It's like those dreams where like you're running, but then like for whatever reason you're just moving so slowly and you feel like you're running, but you're not making it anywhere and you're not getting any closer to your destination. That's how it felt. So we rolled into MGM for the show. We were like 15 minutes late, and at that point I was just like, I was over it. I've been running in my heels, which really just put me at like a walking stride for the guys that we were with. So we walk in and we walk up to the door and like exhausted. And I was like, hi, we have tickets for the show. I know we're late. And she was like, oh, just a minute and I'll open the doors for you. So we saw the show. The show was all good. We went back to the hotel after the show, and then I think we decided that we weren't going out that night. But all I know is that we did have casual drinks somewhere. So we had drinks maybe after the show and then we went back. Yeah, that makes sense. So we had some drinks after the show, then we went back. So at this point, I've been hungover for 3 days. And so not only was I feeling sick for 3 days, but I wasn't sleeping. Like I could not get a full night's sleep. So before we had gone, I had taken out just the things that I was going to need after the show to go out. So I remember pulling my purse out and I was like, passport. And then I was like, no, I don't want to bring my passport out because if you lose your passport, how am I gonna get home? That's not safe. Won't bring my passport. Put my passport in. And then I pulled out my driver's license and my health card. And at this point, I still had a health card. So right now I live in Alberta in Canada, where your health cards are just like a piece of paper. But in Ontario, where I'm from, your health card is like photo ID, but you can't use it as photo ID to get into a bar. So I don't know what I was thinking, but I like pulled out the two, my driver's license and my health card, and I was like, I don't want to lose my driver's license because I just got it switched over to an Alberta driver's license, and I'm not doing that again. And then my health card, I was like, I'll bring that. But, and here's the kicker, then I thought to myself, no, I can't use my health card as photo ID. What am I doing? Put everything back in my purse, grabbed my driver's license, put it in my pocket, and then of course when we got to the club after the show and I pulled it out, it was my health card and not my driver's license. So of course they weren't gonna let me in. I tried to play it like, oh no, like this is totally valid photo ID. You should totally let me in. Like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like where I'm from, you can totally use this as photo ID. Just, I don't know, in the hopes, but it didn't work. So long story short, I did go back and get my ID, and we did go out and I did have some drinks, and we actually ended up having a really, really great night. Basically the one great memory that I have from that trip was that night out, and we just had like a ton of fun, and we went dancing and we got invited into VIP, and that was all great and everything. And then the next morning, of course, I was so hungover and couldn't move and did nothing but lay on the bathroom floor. So yeah, of my like 5 days in Vegas, I had one good night and the rest of it was just a struggle and a half from start to finish. So I vowed to myself that I was never going to return, but alas, I am now older, I am now wiser, I am now well-traveled, and I feel that this is just going to be better. So if you want to know how my Vegas trip turns out this time around, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we post new travel content every Thursday and Sunday, and we will be posting from Las Vegas. The successes, the failures, you will be right along there with me. And until next time, stay great, travel safe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.